This is fucking shit!
Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of the Unusual Suspects podcast. My name is Dan, and joined with me is my fabulous host, Andy.
Hello.
And also joined with us, the other fabulous host, Penny.
Hi.
So we had a bit of fun with some filters. And this is our second attempt recording an intro because Penny's PC is lagging.
PC, get out.
I had to touch up my appearance with anime eyes to make me look pretty. Everything's all gone wrong, including the movie we'll be watching later called Birdemic, as I swiftly move on to that.
I'm having a good time.
There you are.
You ruined my week 2 weeks in a row.
Me?
You ruined everyone's week.
No, wait, was it? I don't know what was last week. It's because I'm editing Animals United right now, so you've ruined my week twice.
Don't tell them how the sausage is made. Keep that to yourself.
Last week was Parasite.
Oh no, Parasite was good. It's fine. Never mind.
Yeah, well, one of Dan's.
It wasn't
Dan's
Andy's.
films.
I probably did ruin your week though, in fairness. I would have done something to ruin it.
No.
Must try harder.
You ruined mine first.
Must try harder.
Yeah, so that little clip at the start was Andy weirdly sending us a voicemail while watching said Birdemic, which he's the one who picks these films. And again, I'm questioning why he does pick these films when he gets angry at them himself. Makes no fucking sense half the time. So,
Are you waiting for a response?
defendant, would you like to comment? Why do you pick these films?
I'll be honest, I picked them because I initially think they will just annoy the fuck out of both of you. But the thing I don't think about is how it's going to make me feel. And that's the real issue. Because I fucking hate them. Every single time I hate them and I have to persevere to get through them. The only thing that does it is thinking, they're probably having just as bad a time as I am.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Plus, if anyone followed along.
Like I said earlier, I could have spent that hour and a half watching Zombievers again and been much happier.
Anyway, today we are going to do a little special podcast before we get into our exciting movie later. We're going to talk about our favorite movie soundtracks today. So all the best kind of music we can find in our films. A quote from Penny from a couple episodes ago: music's not important in films. To which I said, yes it is.
Did I say that?
Hence why we were doing this episode.
Did I say that?
Was it Drive? I think you said that.
I think
Yeah,
it was,
must have
yeah.
been.
Oh, nothing was important in Drive. Come on
Oh,
now.
please.
Let's not forget, she is chief editor of a music website. And music is not important to her.
Again,
That's not what I said. Apparently I said not important in movies, which is also not what I meant. I just meant it wasn't important in Drive.
Well, since music is not that important, but only just in Drive, would you like to start off with your first soundtrack, Penny, that you have picked, that you love?
Well, it will be a complete and utter surprise to no one that none of mine are after like 1990. So enjoy that.
Shocked.
Well, that was, I don't know, when I was a teenager I had my own music taste, but that was the only time I ever really collected.
Back in my day.
So old.
I know, right?
So fucking old.
Kicking that bucket over there.
I know.
You don't know this, but we have to have 3 piss breaks just for Penny during the podcast. It's so well edited, but she has to go for a piss all the time.
Fuck you. It's usually like, what? Oh no, sometimes it's 2. I hate you. I don't want to play anymore.
I know what you were gonna say a minute ago. Anyway, give us one.
No.
Fine.
No.
Right, fine. Andy, have you got one that you would like to start off with?
Hi. Well, this is exciting. I never get to do these. And it's actually informative, unlike when the boys do it. So, nah. Basically, due to copyright and music laws and stuff like that, we can't actually play you any of the songs that we talk about on the podcast today, which kind of sucks. So head over to our Spotify, where we've made you a lovely little playlist that you can listen along to. Unless you're listening to this on Spotify right now, in which case you can't listen to both at once. So, I don't know what to tell you, but we tried. As always, it's a shambles.
I'm going to be a bit obvious here, but we will inevitably start with Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, yes. And why do you like it so much? I guess since it's your favourite fucking film of all time, right?
It does seem to crop up a lot. Sometimes I'm forced into talking about it. Sometimes it's a choice.
All right.
But it's got a genuinely good soundtrack. It's varied. It's got some original pieces that were written by Beck and recorded by the cast members. So Michael Cera is playing bass on it. And
Oh God, I was going to say, he's not singing, is he?
he does backing vocals, but I mean, he is also in a band. So
Have you seen the film?
yeah, he had to dumb down the playing of the bass because he was just allegedly too good a guitarist
Oh.
to play bass.
Really? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
This is also the movie that we found love or our common love for Metric as well, wasn't it? Me and you.
It was, yeah. Yeah, Metric are in it, sort of. Brie Larson does a cover of their song Black Sheep,
Yep.
and it is outstanding.
Cool.
What else do you want to know?
I don't know. Is it your favourite film? Did you confirm this a while ago? I think we did peg you on it, but you said, I don't know if it's my favourite film or not.
Thing is, it's difficult to have a favourite anything, isn't it? Like, you can't have a favourite band, can't have a favourite film, because it will change day to day. Like, today, it might be Scott Pilgrim. Tomorrow, it might be Birdemic. Who knows?
Knew you were going to say that.
Who knows? Last week, it was Animals United.
Speaking of great soundtracks.
So the soundtrack has, like, the likes of Frank Black, Black Lips, T-Rex, Rolling Stones, Blood Red Shoes, Broken Social Scene. And, like, across the board, it's varied, and you've got original pieces as well, as I say, written by Beck. It's varied, and it's got a real sort of gritty DIY feel to it that replicates the sort of film itself.
Yeah, definitely. Pen, do you want to talk to us?
Scream 2. What is my fave?
Fucking, I knew that was coming.
I see, look, I can't. I hate you guys today.
As predictable as I am with Scott Pilgrim, I knew it was going to be Scream.
Fucking... I'm already pissed off at you guys for making me watch Birdemic. So let's
Wasn't my fucking choice. It would have been if Andy didn't pick it.
I'm not the one who brought up how often you're pissing.
Yeah, so I hate both of you today. Scream 2 is my favourite soundtrack ever. I think it's the first one I ever bought. And while I was having a look at it, I didn't realise kind of how many different things it connected to. It's all early 2000s fucking prog rock and shit.
Hang on a second. Didn't you say that none of your soundtracks were from after 1990?
Yeah, I was thinking that now.
No, I think I meant early 2000s. Scream came out in 1994.
95? Oh, 4. Okay.
When was Scream 2?
92?
I believe Scream 2 would not have come out before Scream 1, I'm afraid.
No,
Daniel.
sorry. I meant Scream 1. Like, yeah, I meant the first one.
So I believe Scream 2 came
97.
out in the 90s.
97.
There you go. When Sarah Michelle Gellar, spoilers, dies in Scream 2, an Everclear song called The Swing immediately kicks in, and I immediately, when I got the soundtrack, had to go out and find that band, and they are a bit of my... You ever have a band where you really love one album and nothing else?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have one of those. Everclear are great. Sugar Ray, because 90s prog. Less Than Jake also do a wicked cover of I Think I Love You.
Oh, yeah, that is great. I have heard that. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And it reminded me that in 2001, I went to see Less Than Jake in London and managed to buy an after-show party ticket off of someone and got chatting to Less Than Jake, got my mum and dad into the show, different story, but asked them and they played it for me, and my little nerd heart was so happy because they were playing the song from my favourite movie.
It all got a bit high-pitched there. Did you say they were playing a song from your favourite movie?
Well, yeah, Scream 2 is one of my favourite movies.
Fun fact, I once shared a hot dog with Roger from Less Than Jake.
Roger's a legend.
He's amazing.
Basically, they were supposed to play, and it was the one time when I was younger that I wasn't getting the train home. And I spoke to JR, and I was like, when are you guys going to come out and play? Because we have to go home. And I was like, my parents are picking us up. So he made me call my mum and ask if we could stay longer. And then he was talking to Vinny, I think. And then he made me call my mum back and ask my mum and dad if they wanted to come to the show.
Oh.
So...
This is why your mum is the best, Bennett.
Yeah, she is the best Bennett.
Fuck Jenny. Fuck Penny. It's all about Helen.
It's all about Mama and Papa Bennett, to be fair.
Mama and Papa Penny, yeah.
Yeah.
When's she coming on the show?
Yeah, when is she replacing you? Permanently.
Jesus, for fuck's sake. You're so mean.
I don't think she can sit through movies for that long.
Do her eyes also get bored?
That's the other Bennett. Special mention to Ear 2000, who are David Arquette's band that do the last track on the soundtrack called The Race. But I'm not going to tell you anything about that, but it's definitely David Arquette singing on it, so you can enjoy that.
I mean, he has a lot of jobs. He was at one point a wrestling champion, and he still does wrestling to this day. So,
Well, I think there's a movie coming out called You
Yeah.
Can't Kill David Arquette, which I need to see.
I have it on my wish list. I'm ready to watch it.
Yes.
He's a fucking maniac.
He's great. I want to meet him so bad.
He is a maniac.
He looks like so much fun. But it's an interesting song. Don't think it was in the movie. I think they just let him put it on the CD
Okay, fine.
at the end.
Just have his 15 minutes of face.
Such a diva.
Yeah.
Mine are pretty obvious. Well, first lot, Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. The first Blade Runner was done by an artist called Vangelis, and it's a Swedish group, I think. And 2049 was done by Hans Zimmer. They're both pretty, I mean, from the outside, they are pretty similar-ish, I would say, but the first Blade Runner has a bit more classical element to it, since it was made in fucking, 83? 81.
Was that before or after the second one?
Fuck you. Right, so...
You guys deserve it.
But it has a nice, I mean, it's Blade Runner. It's a classic. You know, it's an amazing film with amazing visuals, and the sound accompanies so well with this film, especially in the first one. The second one, Hans Zimmer, is a bit more darker feel and a bit more, I can't really describe it. Did Hans Zimmer do one of the Batman films or something? He did Dark Knight. Did he do Dark
He did
Knight?
the Dark Knight trilogy, yeah.
It's sort of like that, where it's kind of like it takes a slightly darker turn, but has a bit more ambience feel to the whole thing, and there's not a lot of very fast tracks. It's all like boom and dur and dur, which Hans Zimmer is kind of famous for going brr, brr, like that, very slowly.
What, in life or in his music? Does he just walk around going bird, bird?
Bird, boom, bird, bird, like that.
Yeah, he builds a lot of atmosphere
Yeah.
with limited use.
Yeah.
Don't know what that means.
Did he do the little
Mermaids? No, he didn't.
This is the week I quit. Didn't he do the little Plinky Plonky song from True Romance at the beginning?
Pinky Plonky song?
Do. On the xylophone.
I don't know.
The theme song from True Romance.
He's done loads of stuff. He did
Star Wars.
He did Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, pirates.
Yeah, and he's Star Wars. Why are you laughing at me? Like, I know that.
No, I think he was laughing at me because I pshed Star Wars.
A bit of both. I initially thought Dan was confusing him with John Williams.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was.
That's what I thought.
Shit! How can I save it? Inception saved it. Yeah, sorry, I got confused. But yeah, Blade Runner, both films, fantastic music, amazing, good music to study and relax to and chill to as well. I would say I listen to it a lot just when I want to chill out. There you go. Top tip from Dan. Andy.
Has anyone thought about a Tarantino film?
I was going to put it in, but no.
All right, I'm going to get there ahead of you. Death Proof. Fantastic soundtrack.
Not what I was expecting.
Shit
But yeah.
film though.
The film is pretty
Yeah.
dry.
Planet Terror is the one.
It actually might not be that bad now after like The Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because a lot of that film is just talking and then like 5 minutes of action.
They shouldn't have put it with Planet Terror because Planet Terror was clearly the better of the double bill. I also didn't need to see Kurt Russell cry.
What's wrong with a man crying?
Not a man crying, I just didn't need to see Kurt Russell cry. Like, I didn't like it. He doesn't cry. Not in movies.
What do you mean? If he wants to cry, he can cry.
Let the man cry, Penny.
He can cry. I'm not talking about his own life.
Fucking hell.
He can cry in his own life.
I believe, yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Cry in his own life. He's in a movie. It is his life.
Are you saying he's not really a stuntman called Mike?
I'm not saying anything to you guys anymore.
Quiet episode this week, Dan.
All right, it's going to be the boys' podcast then. Jeez.
So Death Proof, there's a lot of sort of country and Mexican music in it that sort of fits with the aesthetic that he's building.
Mariachi.
Mariachi, that's the word I was looking for.
Love mariachi.
But then you've also got the likes of T-Rex and Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch as well. I'm not saying that again. That was hard work.
Nice of them to all show up.
Yep. And it's got the Coasters down in Mexico in it, which is possibly one of the sexiest songs of all time. I'm putting it out there. It is fantastic.
How's that go?
Oh, I'll send you a link.
Give us a sing-song.
No sing-song, no lap dance, neither.
Not today.
But it is fantastic.
Oh, all right, Pen.
The Faculty.
Oh, what a classic. I watched this in media school. There you go.
Well, it's got The Kids Aren't Alright by The Offspring, because I can't do this with you guys today. I hate you so much.
What the fuck? I just said I fucking saw it in media school. Oh, you're fucking. Ugh.
I think it's because Andy's got his smug face on today.
I fucking haven't. My hand is literally covering my face.
What the fuck is Andy doing? He's doing nothing.
I can't help
wrong.
it. You guys have abused me and traumatized me enough that now I'm just...
I've had 5 coffees today.
Yeah.
And I've had a bad day.
Yeah. And now I'm having a bad day. There's a track called Helpless on it by D-Generation. Most of these bands I've never heard of after or since. Don't know any of their other songs. But that's a good track.
Yeah.
There's also, and I really hate to say it, there's a fairly decent cover of I'm 18 by Alice Cooper.
You love Alice Cooper as well.
I do love Alice Cooper, but it fits in really well with the movie. But unfortunately, it's by Creed.
Your face.
Oof,
Unfortunately.
I felt the pain.
Yeah, so it's...
Hey.
Yeah, I really liked it when I was younger, and then I found out who Creed were, and I was like, oh, this is awkward.
We apologise to all Creed fans. Something I
What
thought-
Creed fans?
What Creed fan?
Isn't it just the man in Creed?
Yeah.
There's also the very last track of the movie is called It's Over Now by Neve, which is possibly one of my favourite songs of all time. And I heard that and I went and bought their one album as well. I don't think they had a lot after that. But that's a song I love a lot too.
Oh.
I'm so good at describing music, you guys.
That's right, everyone. I'm going in for the greatest superhero films of all time. I'm going Spider-Man 1 and 2 soundtrack. However, when looking this up, it's kind of like it confused me, but as we learned in a couple episodes ago, Sony made the first 2
Wait,
films.
did we
Spider-Man.
learn or did you learn?
I certainly didn't.
I think we all learned something that day. That's how I'm going to put it.
Yeah, that you should do your fucking research.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for
Facts
doing
and
it.
statistics.
So I don't know if all the bands were on this like soundtrack, but maybe that every band on this was contracted to Sony, I think, at the time. But the soundtrack to Spider-Man 1 and 2, they made another album called Songs Inspired by the Spider-Man
Yeah,
universe.
Dashboard Confessional did a song for Spider-Man, but I
Yeah,
think, was that in the movie or was that inspired?
I will tell you. So in the first one, they had the Inspired, which obviously has Hero from Nickelback and Josie Scott. Whatever happened to Josie Scott? Anyone know?
No.
Mm-mm.
He just went like, "The watching us." He did. Fine, I'll keep this going. Right, so you had Hero.
I don't know.
You had What We're All About, which I previously, a couple of minutes ago before this podcast, discussed. I hate that song by Sum 41, featuring Kenny King from Slayer, by the way.
It is weird that they had like Josie Scott from fucking Saliva with Nickelback and Kerry King with
Slayer.
Sum 41.
So
Like,
it's-
are they saying like they don't rock hard enough?
Was he desperate to work with some 41?
I mean, I hate this. I think that's the worst Sum 41 song is What We're All About. I think it's awful.
I really like
I
it.
don't know if I know how it goes.
I really like it.
It's what we live for. It's what we scream and shout. It's what we're all about. It's so
Oh,
bad.
no.
It's very of its time, but I tell you what I like about it. I like that Derek is wearing a cardigan in the video. He's wearing a woolly jumper.
Is that how your favourite part of Parasite was the house?
Yeah, that house was fucking amazing.
Your favourite part of that song is his cardigan.
But also has some other good tracks. Alien Ant Farm is, again, it's inspired. It's not the official like motion picture. It's just the inspired one. So I don't know if it counts, but
What was the Alien Ant Farm song?
Bug Bites.
That first album was banging.
There's also Stone Sour. Stone Sour credited as Corey Taylor on there. The Strokes, The Hives, Theory of a Dead Man, Aerosmith. There's loads. Like there's a lot of really good.
Which one was Dashboard on? Because that song is fucking great.
That's on probably 2. I'm trying to find 2 at the moment.
I feel like that one was in the movie.
Yeah, 2 was Vindicated by Dashboard Confessional. Hoobastank was in the second one. Jets was in the second one. Yellow Card. Maroon 5 were in the second one. Taking Back Sunday.
What? This sounds amazing.
Lost Prophets. Oh, maybe not.
Can't say that.
Oh,
Bleep that
maybe
out.
not. Let's skip.
The thing is,
Yes.
Dan, whenever I think of Spider-Man and the music in it, the only thing I can think of is Macy Gray.
Oh.
I don't go
And
towards
Macy
Nickelback.
Gray.
Like, immediately, I'm like, oh yeah, Macy Gray was in that. She was great.
Do you remember why she was famous?
Probably because she wrote some big selling songs.
Yeah.
Do you not think her, like, I couldn't stand her
But
voice.
neither could I, but I also can't stand David Gray's voice.
Yeah, but she sounded like she smoked 50 a day. That's why I didn't get her. She was like number 1. Like, Macy Gray, people don't know, she was in the first Spider-Man film, I think, as a cameo as well. She's in it as well.
She performs in it. Yeah.
She performs in the parade, yeah. But she's like, and say goodbye and like, it literally's like, sounds like, I don't know why everyone.
Not sure it's
likes
quite that deep a voice. But
try to say goodbye and that's over. Like, it sounds a bit like a little bit, right?
fucking hell.
Sorry, it's a bit loud.
Christ.
Andy, giving on a soundtrack.
I just want to think about your Macy Gray impression for a second longer.
I trade a player and I read. She sounds like she's from a death metal band.
Adam and Joe did a great, they used to do their little toy movies. Do we know this about Adam and Joe? Do you know Adam and Joe? Am I old again?
You are old.
Adam
but
Buxton?
Yeah, Adam Buxton and Joe Cornish, and they used to do movies but with furry toys, and there was one with Macy Gray in it, and they used like a toy of a moose. That's all I can think of when I think of Macy Gray.
Why a moose?
Sorry, Macy.
Oh, that's so good.
I don't know, maybe because mooses have deep voices too?
Sound like
Not
this.
because it was Moosey Gray.
Moosey
it
Gray.
might have been.
Oh,
it might have
I don't
been.
even have my. Oh,
But
where is it? Oh God, where? Oh, that's the wrong one. Forget
Well, that's killed it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I see your Spider-Man 2 superhero movie, and I raise you Watchmen.
Oh, that's a good show, actually. Yeah, forgot that.
The opening of that film, where you've got the times they are changing, and you've got sort of that montage of them going through,
Yeah.
is genuinely stunning. Yes.
Do you rate Bob Dylan?
Do I rate Bob Dylan personally?
Yeah, I always like to find out from people because everyone has a different answer all the time.
Sorry, Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I've not listened to masses of them. I'm not against him.
I like that one. Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
the government.
I like that one.
I think that's the only one though.
Anyway, so all the music from this film is from around the same sort of era, and it replicates that 1984 film. Apart from one song, My Chemical Romance is on the soundtrack for that.
Oh yeah,
Desolation Row.
it plays right at the end, doesn't it? With credits and credits.
Yeah, and it's fucking pointless. Why is it there? It's not necessary.
Oh, are you saying that music's not necessary in movies? God,
I'm
Andy.
saying that song, when you've got the likes of Leonard Cohen, Billie Holiday, Janis Joplin, Simon & Garfunkel, Nat King Cole, Nina Simone, fucking My Chemical Romance,
Yeah.
a whingy fucking way boy just turning up and whining about shit, it's not needed. Fuck off.
How happy are you that you can say that about them on this podcast and not on another podcast that will be happening soon?
I'm also going to say it there, don't worry.
Wait, don't plug your shit on here. How dare you?
But it's also got Pirate Jenny in it, Nina Simone's Pirate Jenny, which was the inspiration for Tales of the Black Freighter, part of the graphic novel that didn't get put into the film but is in the extended Blu-ray cut, I think. It's an animated version of it, retelling of the story.
Okay.
And it is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I was thinking of what actually. I thought something superhero besides the Spider-Man one. Obviously, I thought there must have been another superhero film that's actually got a good soundtrack. But actually, yeah, Watchmen is a good shout, I would say. Penny,
1990. Pump up the volume.
here we go.
Which is one of my favourite movies in the entire world, starring Christian Slater and Samantha Mathis. It is a completely weird soundtrack. I think it's got the Descendants on it. It's got the Pixies on it.
Didn't you send me a clip of that the other day? And the only thing I ignored Christian Slater, but I noticed the Descendants immediately.
Probably.
You did, yes.
It doesn't fit in with the rest of my soundtracks. It's got a version of Wave of Mutilation on it by the Pixies, which I didn't know. Like, it's not acoustic, but I ended up seeing the Pixies at Reading in 2005. I don't know, at Reading, whenever they played. And they played it, and I got really excited, and then realised that the real version is like a much more sped up version. And I was quite disappointed. But I love that version on that album. There's a 90s ballady song by Kenny Lee Lewis called Why Can't I Fall in Love. There's a lot of jazzy piano in that. I'm a big fan of.
So you've got Descendants, Pixies, and then jazzy piano.
Yeah, there's
It's a weird combination.
I feel like I need to look it up now. There's some random stuff on it. Kick Out the Jams by Bad Brains is on it. And the theme song of the movie is Everybody Knows by Leonard Cohen, which I love. And they also, the movie's about Christian Slater running a pirate radio station kind of thing. And that's his theme song for his show. But they also use a punkier version by Concrete Blonde, which is great. It's a nice way to tie in the theme of the movie without using the slow Leonard Cohen version.
Yeah.
I've got my last few here, so I'll quickly round them off. The Shining, probably the first film that actually terrified me in terms of like the music and how unnervy it was. I mean, there's a lot of things with Shining because there's long shots and everything that's makes The Shining The Shining. It's very like influential still to this day, but like The Shining has like a lot of weird loud music in shots that you're just looking down hallways and shit, and it's just like it wasn't done before, so people were just expecting like din that's Jaws.
They were not expecting Jaws.
It's just,
That'd be amazing.
I wasn't expecting
That
Jaws.
would be amazing if Danny is triking down the fucking corridor or the hallway. He rounds the corner and it's a big fuck off shark.
No.
Jaws.
Yeah, but that's the thing, that it doesn't do that. It kind of plays the loud music in the quiet bits and it throws you off, and that's what makes The Shining so good. It's such a great film.
Yeah, I mean, it's become a proper horror trope these days. Like, they do it in everything.
Yeah.
And that was down to Kubrick being ahead of the curve.
Yeah, they do.
I have a question.
Go on, Pen.
Is it a score soundtrack? There's no like songs in The Shining, right?
Oh, it's score.
Yeah,
Score.
just checking. I should know that, but
It's all like orchestrated stuff, pretty much, as a big band kind of thing. Almost Famous.
oh, how did I
as
forget
well.
Almost Famous?
Almost Famous has a fantastic soundtrack. It really fits in well.
Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza.
Yeah. Also a good film. Like, it's kind of underrated, and I would say
Love that
a lot of people missed it, I guess, when it came out, I think.
My dad saw it on TV and recorded it on VHS and gave it to me and went, "You have to watch this." And he was right, because it's great.
There you go. But it's got a really, really good soundtrack. Loads of artists you probably have heard of. I won't go through them all.
The Clearwater.
Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR.
Oh, that's a real band.
I don't know what you're getting at.
What were the band called in Almost Famous?
Oh.
There's a band in Almost Famous and they're called Clearwater. My brain's gone dead. Jason Lee's band in that. I have a poster of it and it's not in this room I'm in. But they had original songs and they were really good. I've got that soundtrack on vinyl.
Yeah, they had a separate album, didn't they, for the bands.
Yeah, and they did like a live...
Almost Famous, yeah.
There's a bunch of live tracks as well, which are really good.
Yeah. And the last two I have are The Social Network with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. I don't know who Atticus Ross. I know Trent Reznor is, but it's kind of like it's the industrial sort of Trent Reznor style, but it's a lot more chilled, I would say. It sounds like computers. Is how I put it. It's like all digital.
Well, like Hackers.
A bit like Hackers, yeah. Go on, Randy.
What?
Have you got any more?
Oh, I've got loads left, yeah.
No. You were saying you were trying to bump in.
No, carry on. I have nothing important to say. Ever. Just in general.
Oh my God! Stop being depressed, you two. Jesus Christ!
1987.
Let's go.
The Lost
depressed.
Boys.
I'd one more.
I'm gone then.
The Wind Rises is my final one. It's Miyazaki. Apparently, it was his last film until he decided he was going to make one more before he dies. The Wind Rises is one of the best anime films of all time, in my opinion. It's great. Great soundtrack.
I've got loads because I think ahead. I have also specifically not done scores because, again, that could have gone on. But I've got Logan Lucky. Like, again, a nice country sort of feel. Big Lebowski's the same sort of thing.
Oh,
Grosse Point Blank has got fucking all sorts on it, from the Pogues to Guns N' Roses. Cruel Intentions, one for Penn.
Ooh, yeah.
She's perked up.
I'm surprised I don't own that.
Does that have a good soundtrack?
Yeah.
Wasn't All Saints on that or something? From what I can remember.
Skunk and
Was it?
Nancy,
No.
Blur, Placebo,
Of course. Okay, yeah.
And the Verve.
Oh, yes. Now I remember. I remember
The
now.
Verve, yeah. I fucking hate that song. Guardians of the Galaxy, Train Spotting, Snatch, like has a very British feel to it thanks to the music and the way it's used, and Juno as well. The whole like acoustic element of Juno, everything is quite stripped back with Kimya Dawson and Mouldy Peaches. It adds to the sort of feel and aesthetic of that film. Slightly quirky, a bit like Juno. The only other one I've got is Team America.
America.
The songs in Team America are fantastic.
They are great. I can't feel this. I don't know if I listen to them in my spare time, but yeah. Be a bit weird sat in a room going, everyone has AIDS.
You've never listened to Steel Panther, have you, Dan? It's very similar.
I know. Well, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I remember cycling a lot when I was younger, listening to Everyone Has AIDS, and just laughing to myself as I'm going.
Oh, you were such a simple man back then.
Yeah. From an OST perspective, like a score, Amelie is gorgeous. Jan Tiersen did a great job.
Cool. Pen, last ones.
Lost Boys. Who doesn't love 80s music?
First one.
Yeah, the first one. Also, the Echo and the Bunnymen cover of People Are Strange is what got me into the Doors, and I had a massive Doors phase, and I am a big Doors fan. I do like random covers like that help you discover the real song and other stuff.
There's too much keyboard in the Doors for me.
Yeah, they're quite twiddly. I find them a bit like David Bowie when he gets a bit mad and a bit... Like, I like David Bowie's like mainstream, you know, the stuff that everybody likes. And the Doors is a bit like that. They can get a bit twiddly and go on and on and on. But the stuff I like, I really like.
Yeah, I honestly feel like Will Young did a better version of Light My Fire.
Will Smith.
Yeah, I caught myself.
Light My Fire is not the one. It's like the only song anyone ever thinks about, and it's not their best song at all.
Yeah, I know. Will Young. I nearly said Will Smith again.
Wiki wow.
Oh my God.
Will Young did a better version.
I want a Will Smith version. There's a couple of like 80s proper...
Men in Black, man.
Lost in the Shadows by Lou Gramm and Cry Little Sister. Just, I like songs I can sing along to, and they're 80s and love it. And obviously Tim Capello's I Still Believe with that saxophone solo, which Andy won't know because he hasn't seen it, but everyone else will know.
Is it as good as Baker Street? Okay. Is it as good as Careless Whisper?
Oh, it's very close.
Nothing's better than Careless Whisper. No, nothing's
Yeah,
better.
that's not... It's close.
Is
You
it?
can't beat Careless Whisper. It is.
I feel like...
I also have a special mention, speaking of covers, the end of Scream. There is a song called Whisper to a Scream by Soho, and Social Codes did a much more 90s pop punk version of it, which I'm a big fan of. Baby Driver. Love the soundtrack to Baby Driver.
I knew that would come from someone.
Whatever the soundtrack is on, it's quite long on Spotify. I enjoy like the first half, the ones that you remember being in the movie, and then there's a bunch where I'm like, I don't need these.
The car chase ones.
Yeah.
The actual in the
They're
car,
like
you mean.
80s rock ones.
Obviously.
Radar.
Yep.
Radar Love. Is it Gold Earring?
Yeah, and
Queen.
the
and
Boots
stuff.
one. And this is not a soundtrack at all, but I'm putting it in anyway. Metal band. Oh, I don't know if they want to be called metal. I didn't think about that. Ice Nine Kills, their latest album, The Final Scream, is The Silver Scream. Fucking hell. Somebody sack me from Punktastic.
Don't worry. I'm working on it.
You heard it here, folks.
The Ice Nine Kills album, The Silver Scream, is a concept album where each of the songs are about a different horror movie. So there's a Shining one, an It one, Friday the 13th, Black Christmas.
Are they all done in the style of the film? Is that right?
No.
They're done in the style of
Okay.
metal.
Fine.
Yeah, metalcore. But they're all about different horror movies. There's a great acoustic cover of their Friday the 13th song with Ari Lehman in it, who was the first Jason. So if you like horror movies like I do and you like metal, it's a really fucking good album.
Oh, I've just realised how on brand they are for you.
Literally, as I was writing them out earlier, I'm like, I'm too old to change my ways. Like, it's all, this is who I am.
You're too far gone now.
I've got some that I'm surprised didn't get mentioned. Any of the American Pie films generally have a pretty decent pop punk soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, they will for us because we grew up on them.
To be fair, all of mine are ones I owned on CD, and I didn't think much further than that because I didn't know how many we would need. But they were literally all ones that I remember buying on CD when I was younger. So there's probably more that I haven't thought about.
Drive. I'm surprised it didn't come up, Dan.
I mean, I would have, but I don't want to mention it again because I'll just get absolutely slated.
I don't care if you like that shit.
Tron 2 with the Daft Punk soundtrack is pretty solid.
I don't think I've seen Tron 2.
Have you not? I think that's a slice of you, man.
I've seen Tron, but I haven't seen Tron 2.
Tron 2, I really like it. No one else does.
I know I would like it if I watched it. It's my kind of film, I guess, but yeah.
Purple Rain as well is an honourable mention.
Yes, shit, forgot.
An outrageous soundtrack.
I don't know if it counts because it's a musical, but Little Shop of Horrors, I will put that on and just listen to it all the way through.
Is that score-wise?
No, it's a musical, so it's like...
Oh yeah, of course, fuck. Yeah, sorry.
But we'll have that on. Oh, Doc can do a track in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which is fucking great as well.
Cool. All right. Well, there you go. That's our favourites. We're going to have a little Spotify playlist with, I guess, some of the track, not all tracks, because it'd be pretty heavy if we picked everything from every film we talked about, but some highlights. Definitely Chad Kroeger in there. Come on, guys. Sort it out. So, our film out of the hat this week is, chose my Andy, thanks mate, once again, is the 2010 film, in quotations.
It's not a film.
It's not a film.
It's not a real film.
Birdemic, Shock and Terror. This was shortened to Birdemic, and it was a independent romantic horror film, as Wikipedia put it. I didn't even see that. Independent romantic horror film. Oh, okay. So I think at the end we'll go, because Penny doesn't know the story of the guy who produced this, but I think at the end, if we got time, we'll just quickly go over some little fun things about this film.
Yeah, let's do the plot first, and then we can talk bollocks afterwards.
So, Birdemic, Shock and Terror, we get introduced to our hero of the whole... I mean, hero, if you want to call me hero, it's not really a fucking hero. His name is Rod. And we get introduced to him in this lovely sweeping soundtrack. Speaking of great soundtracks that go constantly.
Why were the opening credits so long?
I mean, it had a genuine Shining feel to it.
It did a little bit with the slanted camera in the back seat.
Yeah.
Basically, the film, it doesn't know, they don't know how to edit. They're like, there's no, like, the shots last longer than they really should in nearly every scene, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially the opening. The opening, I did time it, is like coming up to 5 minutes before anything kind of interesting happens. Like, there's the whole credit section. He's driving a car, and this stupid music that's obviously royalty free or made on a fucking Casio keyboard you got from school one day is just playing throughout this thing.
I like that I've written Casio keyboard as well.
Yay! It literally sounds like something. Yeah. It sounds like something you made at school. Just, it's looped constantly as well. The whole intro is this music playing.
But it's not looped well, because you can hear it end, and then there's about 4 seconds, and it starts again. And I was like...
There's silence, and then...
Also, I learned how to fade stuff in and out doing this podcast. They can't do it. They'll be playing music and then it will just stop really abruptly, and it was awful.
I had to take some clips from this to play during this section of the podcast, and the amount of times where the music or something just stops and is silent and then it goes up again is extraordinary.
You think you've gone deaf?
Mad.
Yeah, what I've learned from this is that my video writing and sound editing is not as bad as I thought it was. This was a real confidence booster, this film.
It is a good confidence
Literally,
booster,
my second note says I can't deal with the background noise changing every cut.
Yeah, we'll hear that very soon. So we get long-ass shots that need editing, and Rod decides to go into, which is a great scene, the very first... When we talk about opening scenes to films, we talk about maybe The Godfather, Goodfellas is a good one.
The Dark Knight.
Inglourious Bastards, Dark Knight, some amazing opening scenes when you just get introduced to our main character. After 5 minutes of that music playing and the car driving, we get introduced to Rod by going into a cafe, and this is what happens. This is not edited. This is 100% what you hear when he talks to a waitress at a cafe. Are you ready?
Hi! Here's the menu.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with you.
So that sound quality is exactly what you hear for the hour and 40 minutes of this film?
Yeah.
For a second, I thought it was Zoom buffering, but I then remembered that it just goes quiet and you can't hear bits. And
the sound quality on Zoom is probably better than what the fucking film is.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It sounds like it's been recorded on the shittiest, cheapest phone or something. Like the
VHS camcorder.
Yeah, but it came out in 2010, so it's probably an iPhone.
I know! The fucking microphone is, I think it's on top of the camera, and it's never like a boom mic. It's just on top. So when they're further away, they are further away from the camera because you can hear them further away.
Just fucking buy lapel mics on eBay. It's not hard.
I know. Or even lapel. Yeah, that would like disbelieve everything if we just saw a lapel mic on their collar or something.
Yeah.
That'd be fine because the sound would be great. But no, they're going to go with that kind of sound. And also, I love the hi just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fucking awful. The sound in this is the worst I've heard in any film ever. So that's our introduction, by the way. So Rod, he sees a girl in the cafe and he looks at her for a very, very long time. Again, shots need editing. He just creepily stares at her for way too long.
She's also cutting up her food with her mouth open. Did anyone notice that?
Did she?
She's eating in this restaurant and she's just like...
Does she not?
She never eats anything.
Oh, they've become robots. I mean, for this film, she is the best actress.
Yeah.
Actor. Apart from the birds, they're the best. Oscar goes to. So he meets, which I get her name wrong because it looks weird, Natalie, in this cafe, and he follows her out of said cafe, and he goes through some very... the thing about Rod is, and the guy who plays him, he's very robotic, and he sounds... like, he's the lead and he's the worst in this film, I think.
I need to know why they picked him. Like, who?
I don't know.
Kid is he? Who did he bang? Like, how did he get in this movie? Because he's bad.
I've seen less wooden acting from my dining table. It's ridiculous.
It's hilariously bad. Like, it's so bad. I can't describe it.
I messaged you because I thought it was his movie. I thought he was Neil Breening it, but that's not true, apparently. So
no, he was hired by the director or the writer.
Somebody paid him to do that.
Yep, budget of 10,000
on purpose.
Yes.
Imagine if you went to audition for that movie and you didn't get it, and then you saw his acting, and you'd be like, "Wow, I wasn't good enough, but this guy was."
So he kind of strikes up a conversation where he remembers her from school or something. I'm going to gloss over some details because the first 45 minutes of this film are fucking dog shit and I hate it so much. The good bits are after the 45 minutes, but anyway, he like chats her up and then he's like, "Oh, let me get your card," and she has a card to hand and he has a card to hand for some fucking reason. They both get each other's cards. Meanwhile, the news tell us that the news channel, the fucking news channel, oh my god, right, the news channel that Rod is watching one morning, where the lady presenting the news seems to be missing out of shots. Her head just is popping over the bottom.
I also like that she's talking about global warming and how there's a problem with the sea ice melting.
Oh, you missed the best bit, Pat. I think it's later on in the film, though. Actually, yeah, it is later on in the film. Yeah, but she tells us about the ice caps are melting, all this kind of shit.
No. The sea ice is melting.
The sea ice is melting. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't make that much of a effort on this.
It's just such a weird description.
Rod makes a big sale of $1 million for half the price, apparently.
What a baller.
Yeah, so...
What a baller.
So to describe this, because I haven't got the audio, I've got audio for some bits. There was too many things I could have picked audio clips from. He works in an office that's a single cubicle from what I can see. And he sat there with like a headset on and he's just saying, yeah, 50% off? Sure. We'll make it $1 million.
No. He says, right, well, how can I get your business today? And then he's like, what do you want? And they're also like, I want this and this. And he's like, yeah, we can do that. And I'll give you 50% off. Thanks very much. So they've already got what they wanted and didn't ask for 50%.
All profits gone.
Yeah. And then he's like, yeah. And then he tells the guy, his mate, that he's done the biggest job ever and he's got $1 million, but he's given half of it away.
Oh, he could have doubled that.
He gives 50% on $1 million.
I know. He thinks he's great throughout the film as well. He's like, I'm a salesman now. He's like, you're the worst salesman of all time.
They didn't ask for 50% off. They just were like, they probably went, how can I get your business? What does he sell? Does anyone know, actually?
No one knows.
I don't know.
Oh. So they probably were like, well, we'd like a month's free and a mug. And he was like, yeah, cool, and have 50% off.
He is a mug. Anyway.
Well played.
Meanwhile, while he's doing all that, Natalie's doing a photo shoot in a 1 hour photo. What? Do they do photo shoots in a 1 hour photo? I never seen that in...
I thought she was auditioning anyway, not doing it.
Yeah, but a professional photo shoot in a 1 hour photo shop that probably sells like ice cream or something as well.
Had casting
it seems
couch
a bit
vibes.
Odd.
Wasn't she auditioning for Victoria's Secret?
No, that's in a minute.
No, that
but
was
we don't
something
know
else.
that yet. Yeah. Jumping the gun there. Come on, don't spoil it.
My apologies.
She goes outside.
Just trying to get through it.
I know. She goes outside. And then she gets offered a gig at Victoria's Secret because she's a model and everything's going right for our two main characters, Rod and Natalie. They're all having a great old time. The news comes back on and trees are burning down, everyone. Oh no, I guess what this film is going to be about. Yes, you got it right. And this is the thing that confused me. And it's so tiny, but only me could get annoyed by this, okay? It's so fucking tiny, but welcome to this podcast. In the news segment, she says, we're going to have a green Grand Prix, right?
What?
We're going to have a greener Grand Prix on the weekend or something. Like, the Grand Prix is up this weekend. We're going to have it as a green one. So, like, the cars are going to be, like, not using heavy fuels and all that kind of stuff. But then she says, and the drivers will be Hollywood celebrities. How is that gonna impact? Like, I get what they're going for, the message, but the last line threw me off so much where I'm like, Hollywood celebrities will crash them and then they'll be fucking death.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like the best idea.
It was at this sort of point where I just wanted them to stop the rest of the film and just show celebs doing Grand Prix. Because it would have been fantastic.
But it, like, you know when you realize what the message of a movie is talking about, and then they just go so off-piste, you're just like, huh? What the fuck? That was that moment. It was like, what?
It was so unnecessary, wasn't it?
The whole film was unnecessary.
Meanwhile, a solar panel guy. This is all in the first 45 minutes, everyone. A solar panel guy turns up at Rod's house to fix some fucking solar panels that he apparently now needs because he explains that you should get solar paneling. Why is this in the film? This is just stuff happen. Like, he goes to get petrol as well. That's in the film. Watching him get petrol.
It's so odd.
The best bit about the solar panels is where Rod's like, where are you going to put the solar panels? And the guy's like, come with me and I'll show you.
Like,
and they go outside and he just points to his roof. Like, where else would you put them?
But it's just, remember you were talking about, like, I think it's a long time ago, Penny, but remember you were saying something about why don't they put the unnecessary bits in movies, like going to the toilet and eating?
This is why, this is why.
This film has it. It has everything.
Because people go, what the fuck are they doing? Why has he just walked all the way out of his house to look at his roof to then walk in again?
Why do I have to see an installation going on his roof?
I'm also jumping the gun slightly, but was his startup to do with solar panels?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I think that's what it was. I think it was planting the seed for what his...
I think so, but surely if you're going to do a startup with solar panels, you already know how to get solar panels and where from and where to put them.
Well, you would have thought so, but Rod is a salesman, so he only knows how to sell solar panels, not buy them.
Damn good one at that.
He was also a cheap bastard because the guy told him how much they were going to be and he was like, oh, can we get the price down?
So they knock off £1,000, not 50%.
50%, yeah.
Not 50%, just $1,000. Not $1 million.
Mate, I want to live in this world. You could get everything for free. You could get chicks by picking them up by saying terrible fucking robotic lines. This is a world for me. I love this place so much. Birds attacking. It's great, right?
After she gets, like, confirmation of her job at Victoria's Secret and he sells $1 million worth of whatever he's selling, he phones her up.
He doesn't sell $1 million worth. I suppose he does sell $1 million worth.
He phones her up to ask how her day was.
They've just met.
Yep, and I have a clip of this right here.
Hello?
Natalie?
Who is this?
It's Rod.
Oh, the guy from the restaurant. What's up?
Hey, it was nice running into you at Half Moon Bay.
He forgot his line.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you.
So, how's your day?
It's so weird.
My day's going well. How's yours?
You've just met.
Great. I made a big sale today.
Good, fantastic.
Thanks.
I closed a big job offer today with Victoria's Secret.
Wow, congratulations. I think you'll look great in those lingerie.
Oh,
Creepy.
Thanks.
Awkward pause.
So, how about dinner to celebrate your success?
oh God. That line makes my skin fucking crawl.
She also agrees. They hang up. He doesn't tell her which restaurant or when.
No.
Would you like to go to the restaurant to success?
I know a good... Is it like a Thai restaurant or something?
Vietnamese.
I know a good Vietnamese place.
yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you where it is.
The thing is, the editing's so bad that there's awkward pauses in between each of those sentences. And then there's a longer pause when he says, "You'll look good in that lingerie." Thanks.
It's just weird, isn't it? It's so weird.
So are we going out for dinner?
It's so awkward. There's too many silences.
So Robot Rod, I'm going to call him Robot Rod now. Robot Rod goes on a date and we get a shot of what's to come with some parrots. Where we see some
the
CGI parrots. Oh boy. At this point, Penny, what did you think? Did you think that's just an early prototype of the birds that are coming later, right?
I remember Andy mentioning the parrots.
I think they were actually hummingbirds, but they were
Hummingbirds.
No.
they were fucking
Way too
massive
big.
and really slow.
They were huge.
Well, if they were hummingbirds, that would make sense why they were just flapping and floating.
I think that's what they were doing, yeah.
Spoilers, none of the birds, the eagles don't even move. They just flap their
Yeah.
wings up and down and they hover, which is not what birds
They
do.
barely do that.
Yeah, so I honestly can't remember what I thought. Just being like, oh, fucking hell.
Either way.
I had like strong sci-fi, Sharknado Lavalantula vibes, but with less money.
Yeah, but
And then, as I said to you guys, you're not allowed to be mad at me about Zombievers anymore, because this is shit.
the thing is, I went into this thinking it would be a cross between Sharknado and the birds, and I was miles fucking off.
Just a bit. We meet her mom, who literally feels like her mom. I don't know how to describe, but she's always like, she's so happy. That's her character. And she's so bashful with everything her daughter's doing. And then at the end, there's this awkward bit, and I don't have a clip for it, but there's an awkward bit at the end where she goes, "Good for you," the mom. She puts her thumbs up. The scene ends, but we carry on filming. And then there's this awkward putting the hand down. Everyone go back to the normal state. Are we still rolling? And then we change scenes.
It's terrible.
It's just like, you've edited it, so you could edit those awkward silences out and you could edit that bit out. I don't understand. It wasn't all in one shot. You've done some editing. Do some more.
I just imagine him at the premiere going, "Oh fuck, I forgot to cut that bit out."
The premiere, in his house.
Movie maker.
This sounds harsh, but I kind of hope he's partially deaf and he can't hear the changes between, like, the background scenes and stuff, because that would make a lot of sense. But I think he's just fucking useless.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
He had some money, he made a film.
He shouldn't have. I could have spent that money on much better things.
Having said that,
Oh, a fucking zombiever.
Yeah, exactly.
we wouldn't get this delightful film if he didn't make it, so God bless him. Anyway, we get a shot of Rod's friend and his girlfriend, who's also Nathaniel's. Looking at it, it looks like Nathaniel to me. I don't know why. Every time I see Natalie, it looks like Nathaniel. I don't know.
It's because she's put an H in it for no reason.
I know, it looks weird to me. So Rob's friend is going out with Natalie's friend, and we find her in a swimsuit in the bed with Rob's friend
I was so confused.
with an Imagine Peace sign in the bedroom.
It was so odd.
I didn't think they were in a bedroom.
It looked like a shit motel. I'm sure that's where it was filmed.
I thought they were in an office.
In an office.
Well, isn't he the guy that Rod works with?
He is. In fairness, I did initially think she was working and she was a massage
Yeah.
therapist, and then it just got a bit too carried away.
Well, first I was like, is he banging in an office? And then I saw the Imagine Peace sign, and I'm like, is that the name of the brothel they're in? Like, I had no...
What?
no idea. Like, I was so confused by what was happening.
Okay, well, yeah, they're banging, I guess. That's their storyline started. And we then get the boardroom scene, which in my eyes is possibly one of the greatest scenes of all time. And yes, I do have a clip. This is not edited. The boardroom are celebrating something, as you'll hear, and for some reason the clapping never fucking stops.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some great news. Our board of directors has agreed to the acquisition of NCT Software by Oracle Corporation for $1 billion. Brilliant.
He sells software.
Probably gonna end now. Oh no, we're back.
Well, it is $1 billion. He deserves a lot of
You
clapping.
guys have worked hard and you've all earned your stock option. Congratulations.
Hey, go ahead, do that. Okay, guys, you can stop now. You can stop. You can stop now. Oh, we're over. It's done. Oh no, wait. Oh wait, we're stopping.
sounds like
Oh, wait, we're good.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Just keeps
Energy
like
up.
it's like that like it's so bad, like visually and audio, that you know it's cut and just cut again and repeated. That
Yeah.
how can he not? I don't understand. I really don't know this guy's mindset when he made this, or his editor. His editor is fucking the worst, I think. So the company that Rod works for gets $1 billion, whatever. They go to an Irish pub that plays R&B music. This is Rod and Natalie hanging out, yeah, hanging out with my honey.
You've missed some big bits.
I don't care.
I want to talk about the double date.
Go on then.
So him and his mate and Natalie and her mate go on a double date to the cinema, and they come out and go, "Oh, what a great movie." And his mate's like, "An inconvenient truth. That's it. I'm getting an environmentally friendly car." What?
I'm assuming An Inconvenient Truth is the name of the movie.
Yeah, it is. It's the film, 2006 film, like, about the environment. But at least be fucking subtle about it. It's less subtle than Animals United. And that was fucking ramming it down your throat with the polar bear. This has got shitting polar bears on ice cubes or whatever.
That's it.
Just a single ice cube.
The thing is, his mate is like, I'm going to get an environmental car. You should get one, Rod. And Rod's like, I've got a Mustang. It's a hybrid. Hybrid Mustangs don't exist.
They certainly wouldn't have existed in 2010.
No, because I really want a Mustang. I've wanted one for ages. And I double checked, the hybrid Mustang is not due till like 2022.
So Rod's mate's girlfriend, also known as Natalie's mate, every time you see her, is wearing a shirt that says imaginepeace.com, which is a reference.
The brothel that she works at.
it's the brothel, it's fine.
Yeah.
That is Yoko Ono's website dedicated to John Lennon.
Yeah.
Wait, is it about climate change then?
I mean,
I don't think it is. I think it's just about peace.
Oh, if it's about peace, I get it. But if it's just about John Lennon, that's extra weird that they were banging under a sign of it.
that's the weird part of this film.
There's nothing else in that room apart
Except that
from
sign.
a fucking poster that says imaginepeace.com. We're like, why?
Just advertising it to
No.
themselves.
Yeah. I really want to know what Yoko Ono's thoughts were when she saw this. I mean, I doubt she did. But
Is it really awkward if I like move my camera and there'll just be lots of posters that just say like facebook.com
Oxfam.
Oxfam
yeah,
everywhere.
like schools.gov.uk.
What a reference.
They go on the double date, and then Rod and Natalie go to the Irish pub that plays R&B music.
They also talk about how Rod says he wants to retire with his money.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, he's going to have an early retirement. And then later on, he's like, yeah, I'm going to retire. I'll just have a couple months off.
He's got it so together.
That's not retiring. That's having a couple months off.
He's got it so together though.
He says he's going to retire, and then he sets up a solar panel business. But he says that his are cheaper to buy than other competitors because his are made of nanotechnology and not silicon.
Oh yeah, you were cross about
Surely, nanotech is far more expensive than silicon.
Says Rob.
that. And especially if you're selling stuff at half price, then you're never going to make any fucking money.
He's talking bollocks, and he gives this presentation. It's all shit, and then he goes, "I'm requesting $10 million," and the bank guy goes, "Wow, It's revolutionary green tech. Of course we'll fund it. It's like, what? How has he fucking made this?
He's a made man. He's Scarface.
He's a fucking idiot.
Our main hero, our hero, the one we look up to, he's a fucking idiot.
He sold them a web of lies. That's the only thing he's selling.
All right. So.
With a PowerPoint presentation, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah, not even a good one.
No.
It wasn't even a good PowerPoint presentation. I think that's why it annoyed me.
Andy, I've got to go. This is going to go on forever. I'm only halfway. We're about to hit the best bit in the film, right? So they go to an Irish pub. It plays R&B music with no crowd except them for some reason.
And no band, but yet there's music.
There's music playing.
Did you notice that when it cut back to them talking to each other, you could still hear the guy in the background singing, but really off key?
No? Was he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I need to rewatch that bit now. Oh, no. Jesus.
Just an update for everyone. Penny's gone for a wee.
Penny's gone for her third wee. We'll carry on. We need to move on.
Yep.
So now we get the ultimate sex scene of all time, where Rod is getting lucky with Natalie, and I was listening to this, paying close attention to how Rod seduces the woman, and at one point he says something that one of our hosts has a catchphrase for. And I had to re-listen and go, did he actually say that? Listen very carefully to what he says to her when she goes, how do I look or something? This is what he says.
You look fine.
You look fine.
Divine.
Did he? He said divine.
I couldn't hear it. The music was too loud.
You look fine.
It does sound like fine.
There's like a slight... you look divine.
I mean, the mix was so bad we couldn't hear anything. So I guess I thought he was just going to go, you look absolutely fine, love.
Wish he had.
I also thought he said, you look fine in a very bored tone.
Yeah.
The highlight of that, of course, is that the way he looks her up and down takes, honestly, 4 seconds to get from like head to toe. And then as soon as he looks at her feet, the camera then goes head to toe or toe to head, and it also takes 4 seconds.
I nearly spat out coffee all over my fucking desk.
She's wearing really basic underwear for someone that's going to model. Victoria's Secret underwear is nice. Hers was not.
Yeah, in this world, everyone wears swimsuits and Victoria's Secret, apparently. So, they go to bed. It's all nice in the morning. We get nice drawn-out silence as the morning rises. And everything's all very quiet. For the first time in the film, I actually feel like I have peace in the 45-minute mark.
ImaginePeace.com.
Yeah.
Imagine peace.
Oh, well done. I thought my TV had broken.
And then...
There was no sound.
Out of absolute nowhere, this happens. That was very loud. I didn't expect that.
Do you know what it sounds like? It sounds like when you sit on the underground and a train is coming.
Why are they World War II birds, though? Why are they going... and things exploding? Why were there explosions? They're birds.
Because it's funny.
Oh.
Why did he have a Thundercats duvet as well?
I don't...
He did have the duvet of a small...
He's now a millionaire
not a
and he's
millionaire.
got a Thundercats duvet.
I wish I had a Thundercats duvet.
What's happening is he's taken a bunch of acid and this is all happening in his head. That's what I think Birdemic 2 is with Rod. That's what I think.
Fucking felt like that for me as well, to be fair.
The bird bit happens just all of a sudden where all these birds are suddenly attacking the town.
I did nearly die laughing, to be fair.
We have your voice memos. You pretty much nearly did. And yeah, they're like committing suicide by dive bombing into town like houses. And the birds are all looking like they look like they're from a PlayStation 1 game is what I put down. Pretty much.
I'm fairly certain they're from
Medal of Honor.
the first Tomb Raider.
They're the bats in Tomb Raider 1. What a deep cut.
And they're always in a cluster. Like, he's not got one bird that he's put in randomly. He's just got a cluster of birds, almost like a square of birds that are just flapping and not... But did you notice that sometimes, like when they were in front of the window of his house... Well, no, were they in a hotel?
They're in a motel, yeah.
They're in a motel. That's his house.
Yeah, so...
I didn't see any solar panels, though.
No. And they're flapping, but they're just moving the camera instead to make the birds look like they're
Why
making...
are they in a motel? Sorry, if he has his own house, why did they go to a motel?
And also, why did he take his Thundercats duvet to the motel?
I don't know, he had to bring his Thundercats duvet.
He didn't take any pajamas, but he had his fucking duvet.
Yeah, because he goes next door, doesn't he, to find someone else, but it's like the next door in the motel room, not a neighbour.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, look at my hair. It's all messed up. Jesus Christ. Right, so the birds attack them and they meet another couple, as you said, next door, and they're all like, oh shit, the birds are...
Becky and Ramsey.
Is it? I didn't know their names, but there you go.
Yeah, because I wrote down Rod and Ramsey, who picks these names.
Yeah. I wrote down Rod and Todd. I couldn't remember his name.
Go to get coat hangers to attack the eagles, attacking them. Great scene, this, especially the use of attacking said eagles before they're even on screen use. I really like that direction from the director and the editor.
They do it in the Avengers pose. You wouldn't notice, Dan.
I wouldn't know.
But they all come out back to back, don't they, in a four, and then they're just swiping.
There they are!
Out the Avengers, and then they're just swiping these coat hangers around, and the birds are just flapping.
Yeah.
The thing is, the middle guy goes like, I forgot what his name. Like, he's in the middle going, there they are, and he swipes before the camera cuts, so they're swiping and nothing. It's fucking brilliant. It's so good.
The thing is, at least two of them have wire coat hangers, so there's not even any like weight to them.
Why did they pick hangers in the first place? They could have picked like a broom or something. I don't know. Something must be there.
Because they were in a motel.
Yeah, but Ben, when they were trying to stay protected from the birds that were banging on the window, they ripped the bed apart.
I forgot.
Yeah.
They ripped the bed apart to barricade themselves in, and then think, we need weapons. That 2x4 is not good enough. Let's get some wire coat hangers.
Just the lower half of the window, though.
Yeah.
It didn't reach that.
I do like that. Like, she opens the curtain very slightly, and you can just see the bottom of a bird, like, flapping.
That she doesn't notice at all, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They hitch a ride with this couple, and the guy who Rod just meets pulls out an M5 and starts shooting the birds.
It's fucking insane. Why didn't he take that in the room instead of a coat hanger?
But we learn later on he's from Afghanistan.
Oh, do we?
So he's a war hero. Yeah, we do. He's
a Marine.
Machine guns also don't make that noise.
I love how it's just in the car.
I mean, there's a lot of issues with this film, Ben. If that's the one thing you're taking away from it, the machine
It's not
guns
the one
don't
thing.
make
Just
that noise.
I like shooting machine guns, and they sound nothing like that. So it annoyed me.
Okay.
Unlimited ammunition, all sorts.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Pistol in the
Yeah.
car as well. Here, take this. Everything is going wrong.
The muzzle flash is like clip art that you get on Word.
Yeah. I'm surprised the credits weren't in word art.
I weirdly guessed the font in the opening credits as Arial.
At least it wasn't Comic Sans.
Oh, right.
That would have been worse, yeah.
I would have turned it off.
So now these two couples go on a big old adventure saving people. They first save... There's a girl under a kid under a car, and they're like, oh, come out underneath the car. And the all you can hear constantly is... throughout the whole fucking time. That sound effect never fucking stops. And it gets in your head after you finish the film, as Penny would testify.
Yeah.
So they find this little girl under the car, and they try to pull her out, but like they seem not like just fucking grab her and pull her out.
No,
like, kind of
they
thing.
killed my mom.
Yeah, mum is dead. We find dad like up against the back of the car. And then there's someone in the boot. There's a child in the boot. And it's a small boy. We don't know this yet. But the way the boy gets out of the boot, the guy outside with the M5 is searching for a way to open the car. He first goes to the front of the car, and I'm thinking, just open the back of the boot by going to the back. And then magically the boy opens it himself from the inside and comes out.
Just a heads up.
Yep.
There's an emergency boot release in the front of cars.
Yeah, but it didn't work, did it? Because he went to the front and nothing happened. And it was only until he came back.
They probably popped the latch, then he opened it himself. They don't all open, like, swing open.
It seemed like, I don't know, it just seemed like...
That felt like the only bit of truth in this film for me. The way that boot released.
So they save the kids, and then they go to...
They should have left him.
They save the kids, and then they carry on this little Birdemic adventure, shooting guns into the air as they try to figure out what the fuck's going on. They find a troll on the bridge. Okay, there's this man who's just sat on this very, very small bridge in the middle of nowhere. Not a big bridge, a very small bridge.
Haven't we missed the first shop?
Oh, the first shop is just him trying to get fuel. The second shop I cover in a bit. Yeah.
I have no idea how long in time the span of this movie is supposed. It never gets dark. They never go to bed. It's always daytime, right?
Yeah, this all happens within like 2 hours.
So to me, it happened within like a day. So the first convenience store they go in, it's half empty.
It's looted, yeah.
Yeah, and the clerk has had his eyes pecked out. And I was like, if this has literally just happened, who has been here to loot this shop already? Like, unless the birds pecked his eyes out and stole all the bottled water.
I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen.
One thing they didn't take is all the sweets, and that's what they suggest they get. Except they only take one sweet each and then leave.
And some sandwiches.
I also had forgotten that the voices in the car are dubbed really badly and out of sync.
I wasn't really looking. I didn't know.
With the sound quality.
Particularly the kids. Yeah.
The kids are so whiny. I would have fed them to the birds.
Yeah, that fucking Susan. What a prick.
I'm hungry. I want a Happy Meal.
I honestly would have kicked them out.
To be fair, if they'd have got food, not sweets, that wouldn't have happened. But, you know.
They would. They're still fucking kids. They're still annoying little shits.
So they go to meet a troll on a bridge, the world's smallest bridge, and they stop randomly to see this guy just standing on the bridge and like, who's that guy? And they walk over to him. And he goes, whoa, 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 get away, get away. And they're like, we just want to talk. Okay, let's talk then. Easily convinced.
And then he goes with them after going, go away.
Yeah, exactly. He's so easily convinced after one sentence.
He's wearing a face mask, though.
He's wearing a face mask.
Which is more than you can say for most of the pricks outside where I live.
Controversial.
Yeah, but then when he goes with them, he's not social distance. He stood right next to the man. He takes the mask off.
That's true. After just telling them that the birds are contagious and that he's taken their blood, he then goes to stand next to them and goes, hello, yes, I have taken these birds' blood. I could be infected.
To be fair, him not wearing a mask is probably the most truthful thing out of this movie.
Yeah. Satire.
He says to all of them that, yeah, I've taken the bird's blood and the birds have bird flu. And then he goes on this whole... And they're like, why is all this happening? He's like, I don't know, but global warming and burning the fossil fuels and blah, blah. And we're like, so you don't fucking know, right? So we have no explanation to why this is happening, right? So you just went on a whole tirade of global warming, nothing to do with what's happening with the birds attacking because you don't know.
He sounds like a science teacher.
This is the bit that really annoyed me.
He sounds like an educational video that they've just plonked in the middle. They've probably taken the facts from an educational video.
I doubt they have, because I don't even think they're correct. I think he's just talking shit.
I don't know what they've got to do with bird flu.
He's like, it's the human species. They're the scary animal. Well, fuck off and hang with the birds, you... Oh, I bit my tongue there. I nearly went slightly too far. I very nearly crossed the line.
Okay, we'll move on. So they leave him after learning these amazing facts about global warming that we kind of already knew about. And they stop by a big red bus. And the big red bus... So the big red bus has people inside of it. And they don't want to come out. So the Marine guy and Rod go in with their guns and go, come on, everybody out. And it's really echoey and it's really bad sound quality and everything. They don't want to leave because the birds are outside. They get sent outside and then immediately get shat on, right? Or puked on?
Yeah.
And die.
It's toxic shit.
And die.
It's toxic shit.
Also, did we miss Becky as well?
Yeah, Becky's dead.
Becky's dead, but who cares?
Well, she dies taking a shit.
In her jeans, by the look of it.
Yeah, they were like, "Where's Becky?" Oh, they literally say she's gone for a shit, and she's got her toilet roll, and she's still got her jeans on as she's squatting, and then a bird kills her. And then they get shat on by toxic birds and die.
And die. The skin burns and everything. So now we know they're toxic birds. So they're not just angry birds. They somehow generated, like zombievers, they've generated these superpowers or something. It's like, what? That doesn't explain anything about how they became toxic. Like, there was no explanation to that at all. But
at least it was explained in Zombievers.
I guess so.
The more we talk about this, the more I'm enjoying it. They're shooting the bird. There's birds in between them and the bus. So they're shooting at the bus. No care for the people on the bus when they're trying to shoot them.
No.
We could literally have a 3-hour podcast about this. There's so much shit in this.
Can we please not?
No. Well, I think you're already seen this one, so hey. Unless there's a Ronan Keating interlude right now. No. No. We don't sing Ronin until it's my turn. All right. So we get to the second shop, and this is my favorite character in the whole entire fucking film, because I instantly know what they said to this guy beforehand. He's literally some guy who owns a fucking shop, has no acting experience whatsoever, and he's a friend of the family or something that are making it, and they're like, oi, Steve, can you be in a film and just like say these couple of lines about there's no fuel here and it's very expensive. The last sentence he says, I still don't know what the fuck he says.
What? $100? That's outrageous.
Well, either you take it or leave it, and I have only a few gallons left only.
It's a rip-off. Fine.
What? Sorry.
He says you either take it or leave it. There's only a few gallons left.
Oh.
Did you hear that well?
Or I've only got a few gallons left.
Take it or leave it, or only you got a few gallons left. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we play it again? I want to confirm it.
All right.
What? $100? That's outrageous.
Well, either you take it or leave it, and I have only a few gallons left only.
It's a rip-off.
I don't know.
I only have
what he's-
few gallons left only.
There seems like an extra syllable in it.
Also, if we're still in the same day, which I am
Yes, we are.
thinking we are, how has an eagle attack caused a shortage of petrol?
Because everyone's trying to get out.
Because he's like, no, we don't have any petrol because of the eagle attack. It's a shortage.
Simple. Everyone's trying to get out of town.
That didn't happen in Walking Dead.
Everyone's trying to get out of town.
It feels like that he's still got all the stuff in his shop. It wasn't empty like the first shop. I feel like this has literally just happened. And now
They
he's
literally
just
just went, we need a second shop scene. So they went to the local one.
The next
Just
one.
put a camera there going, shit, we can't get rid of the sweets. Oh, well, we'll just fucking carry on.
I think if they'd swapped them around, so they had this shop
Yes.
first and the other one second,
Yeah.
it would have
exactly.
worked better. I'm fixing this film and it's shit.
But also, where are they going? And what about her mum?
Oh yeah.
Like they just because she pops in to see her mum. We never see her mum again. They just leave her to the eagles.
Oh, she was so nice to her as well. She's fucking
Yeah.
dead now.
Still at home with her thumbs up.
She worked as a jeweler for 30 years.
She was a jeweler.
And some
for
days
30
she
years.
likes going back to the office, but most of the time she just likes watching television. That's information I didn't need to fucking know about her.
He ends up paying $100 for this fuel at this second. This is Rod. He ends up paying money for this
Steve's
over
shop.
expensive fuel. We get down the road and we meet the cowboy, as he's put in the credits. And this guy is fucking hilarious because he literally is parked on the side of the road. His car is broke down. He waves them down, Rod and co. And he comes up to them and he's like, would you sell me some gas for my Would you sell me some gas, please? And something. Rod's like, no, we've just paid $100. Sorry, man. And he's like, oh, shoot. Oh, well. And then immediately pulls a gun out on them.
He tries to rob them of their gallon of petrol whilst wearing a 10-gallon hat.
Oh, very good. Very
Yeah,
astute.
come on.
Fantastic. But he has an unfateful death when a lone swooping eagle from fucking nowhere, like Randy Orton in WWE, comes out of nowhere and fucking swipes his neck off and dies. Now the birds are attacking why would one bird attack him? I don't get it.
They've got razor blade wings, apparently.
Yeah, but
They cut his throat.
Yeah. I assumed it was claws, not wings.
Nah, I like to think it was just wings.
I bet you what Rod's job is selling these birds, and he's secretly the villain behind. He released all these birds that were just like, yeah, I'll sell you whatever for 50%. So I don't know.
50% birds.
The guy gets killed, and as they're about to leave, there's a gas canister on the floor in front of Rod that he was about to give to this man as like a peace offering, and he runs away and leaves it on the floor.
I don't understand.
It's in front of him.
You just paid $100 for a gallon.
It's in front of him as well. It's so weird.
And there's no birds attacking him. It was literally just one that killed the cowboy and fucked off.
But he leaves the gun as well. And he left the M5.
Oh, you left the gun as well.
So
Christ,
he
Rod.
could have been like fully loaded, and now he's just got what I think is a Nerf gun that they've painted black.
You know when they say natural selection at its finest? I don't think that applies in this film to Rod. It just seems he gets away with everything.
He's a salesman, it's fine.
Oh, he's a good salesman. Anyway, so he gets killed. They run off again. Then they fucking end up in the woods, and there's, as explained in the fucking credits, tree hugger man or tree hugger. This guy with really long hair, he kind of looks like Christopher Walken to me a little
No,
bit.
he looks like skinny Woody Harrelson in a wig.
Oh god, he does. Yeah, he does a bit.
Yeah.
He then has another fucking message about the environment and these trees and
beetles
and polar bears and
beetles.
Fucking, I hear a mountain lion, I gotta run.
That was the best bit. That was the best bit. They're having this chat, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I've got to go home. I can hear a mountain lion. Good luck." Just fucking leaves them.
Yeah, I hear a mountain lion. You guys are fucked. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. So yeah, he tells them another fucking message. At this point, you're fucking trying to just get through the last 15 minutes of this. Great scene here where they go fishing. I'd like you to listen to this.
Hey, look, a fishing rod. I can go catch some fish. Oh, look, a stove. We can cook it.
And the Oscar goes too.
When they leave the tree hugger, there's a forest fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
the fake.
And at no point do they think, we should go back and check on the tree hugger.
No, because he left him for the mountain lion. Fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
He's in his tree house. He's probably fine.
It looked more like while they were running through the forest, they've got these little fake CGI bits of fire that just kind of look like little tiki torches as they were running out of the forest. But they're all going. I thought that was the best bit of acting that any of them did, making it
I
convincing.
think I've seen those torches from A Link Between Worlds, Zelda. I'm pretty sure I've seen the same one.
Yeah.
I wish they'd been in like 8-bit.
I mean, it felt like it for some of the fucking
Yeah.
effects that were going on. Jesus.
If this film was entirely in 8-bit, I would have been bang behind it.
16-bit, yeah.
Anyway, we're near the end. In fact, we're at the
Was
end.
this when they had the music? Oh no, sorry.
They had all sorts going on, but basically, to summarize, they go fishing, they find seaweed out of the sea, and then they get to another bit of the beach, and the birds are attacking them by fucking flailing themselves straight through the windscreen, which I found hilarious.
That one that just went thunk on the windshield screen.
Boom, on the windshield, dead. And then, all of a sudden, the birds fly away. And you think, oh, we're going to get some sort of like last message about why they're doing this. We do get a last message. However, the audio track, and I'm not kidding, the audio track is so loud, you can't hear the last line that Natalie says. And I think she says, why did they fly away? Which is the same question that we had. And the credits roll,
No one
and we're
knows,
left
Natalie.
with fucking nothing.
Fucking bullshit.
And that, ladies and gents, is Birdemic. Let's never talk about it again.
Andy, do you have anything to say to everyone?
The more I think about it, the more I enjoy it.
He was going to apologise.
I know, but we've had a good time talking about it. That's the problem. So I'm going to put some more trash in for next time.
Andy, what do you think of the film?
It was a real struggle. The first half particularly was difficult. Once it got to the second half where the birds were dreadful and I knew that it was shit and it felt deliberately shit, it was more tolerable.
Right.
But
I don't know if deliberately shit is the right word.
if I could split the rating, the first half gets, a lower rating than the second half because the second half was quite fun.
I agree.
The first half was fucking dire.
It was this terrible romance is the first half. It's just a bad romantic drama or something. I don't know what.
It wasn't even a drama because nothing happened. It was just...
What do you mean? The guy installs solar panels on the guy's roof. What are you talking about?
Yeah, good point. And I guess he does make $90 billion or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
And I did learn a lot about the environment as well.
That you already kind of knew, really.
Yeah, because I'm not a fucking idiot, so you don't need to put it in every shitty film. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like I'm being generous because this was difficult to get through. But once I realised, once I keyed in to how shit it was, I was totally fine. But that first 45 minutes would be like a 0. It's just a shame the rest of it is a 4, so it brings the average up to 2.
Annie, what do you think of your first time as well viewing Birdemic?
There's so many other things I could have done in an hour and a half.
So good?
Well, it was fucking awful. And then, as you know from my voice note, as soon as the World War II birds turned up, I was laughing so much.
Yeah.
And there were other bits that did crack me up because it was bad. But again, it's not bad on purpose, which is my usual go-to. But even then, like, I think I sent you a message at one point, like, even with the fake fire, I was like, oh, I can't even laugh anymore. This is just terrible. He gets a 2.
A 2.
For Becky dying, having a shit, and the bird shitting on people. It gets a 2 for the shits.
The 2 for shits. Great.
Oh, it's so good. It's just thinking about it is making me happy now.
I've already seen this film before, but like, I knew when it came out of the hat that I was angry that fucking Andy picked it, but at the same time, I knew that I was going to laugh my ass off again because it is honestly one of the greatest. It's so bad, it's good films. Like, it's up there with, you know, The Room and all that kind of stuff. It's fucking awful, and especially the first half, as Andy said, it's dreadful. It's fucking dreadful. But once the birds come in at that 45-minute mark, you just sit back, relax, grab the popcorn, and just watch what the fuck happens. And it's just beautiful. Bats from Tomb Raider 1 coming on screen, and it's fantastic. And I'm going to give it a generous 3, because I did laugh a lot.
Is it because of the Breen sheen?
Oh, he's been waiting to get that in.
The thing is, Breen can axe.
I mean,
yeah, I'd rather watch him eat tuna out of a can than that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was like fucking DiCaprio compared to this Brit.
Exactly. This is just like all over bad. The sound is the worst sound I've heard in any film of all time.
I could not get out. That made me so cross near the beginning. Where it was just different, like...
Yeah.
It's horribly edited. Like, the shots just carry on for way too long. The sound gets cut when it shouldn't get cut, and the mics are not in the right position. It's fucking dreadful, but it's funny.
I do think the editing gets better further into it.
No, it doesn't. Are you kidding me?
Well, I think because you don't have, like, conversations from one to another.
Oh yeah, I
you
guess.
Just have like the
pure
two
action.
of them,
Yeah.
and then they look up at a sky where there's nothing there.
They're both on screen.
And then they look back and go, "Ooh, we've run out of diesel."
Yeah, I guess.
And shit. Like,
yeah.
But like when they're having the conversation outside the restaurant, it's like one of them in each shot, isn't it? So you would have 2 cameras and 2 microphones and whatever, but they've obviously just either filmed all of his bit and then filmed all of hers. Like, so the noises are different. Whereas, later on they're together in the car or they're both on screen.
Yeah, even in that bit where he screws up his line when he calls her, they didn't reshoot it. Like, they just said that's a good take. So they're obviously in a hurry to fucking get this done. So, very quick side note, because people don't know. Yeah, the guy who made this is from Vietnam, right? And there's a Vice video about him. I think it's called Birdemic. Meeting the director of Birdemic, the worst film ever made, I think it's called. And he's a bit wacky, this dude. I remember he dressed up his car in toy birds when he went to the premiere, like all over his car and shit. I think it was the same guy.
He went to a film festival and they wouldn't let him in with it.
Yes, that was it.
He used the van that they use in the film, decorated it with like Birdemic all down the sides, and had birds all around him painted on the sides, and then just drove backwards and forwards, I think, shouting the name of the film out of the window at everyone.
Yeah, on Hollywood Boulevard, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
I think so. Oh,
There's social media in 2010. There are other ways to do that, but I respect the hustle.
He is worth watching that video just to kind of get a lowdown on what this guy's like. He has made Birdemic 2, by the way. I have seen Birdemic 2. No, I'm just going to say it's the same film. It's exactly the same film. But the fun of it is gone because they did it intentionally bad this time because he knew the success.
No.
But they do the same sequences, like going to the shop twice, getting petrol, coat hangers. They do the same fucking thing again. It's so... Oh, anyway.
Is it a reboot?
No, it's got 2 new characters. The guy who plays Rod and the girl who plays Natalie are in it again.
Okay.
But there's another couple now that join them. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Is Susan still in it?
Fuck Susan.
The kid?
I can't remember.
Fuck Susan. She had one of the greatest lines in cinema history.
What was it?
It was when she was asked what her name was and she went, Susan.
When they were fishing, I just wanted her to get in the sea and never come back.
It's because she wanted a Happy Meal and you also want a Happy Meal. But
I had one today, so I was fine.
Anyway, that is Birdemic, and let's put that in the hat and put that out of the hat and burn it, so we never fucking watch that again. But get in the fucking sea. Right. So
I had a good time.
We're going to pull out the movie for next week. God help us if it's a fucking Andy film. I do have a jingle if it is an Andy film. Ready to go. But here we go. The film out of the hat for next week is... I'm so happy I put this in recently because we all said that we really wanted to watch it.
Oh!
Next week, we are watching Crank. Yes!
Yes! Oh, man!
Thank God. Oh, I'm so happy. Everyone hug everyone.
This might be the best thing you've ever done.
I put it in like on episode 2 or 3 because I remember you saying, oh, that should be in the hat. So I added it in, and I was just like, oh, it might come up one day. Oh,
I'm excited, because I haven't seen it.
It's so fucking good. I might watch both of them back to back.
I might do the same. Well, we're just going to discuss Crank, the first one. So Crank is about Chev, an assassin for hire who is injected with a serum that requires him to always keep his adrenaline levels high in order to survive. It stars Jason Statham in the 2006 film Crank, and it is a fucking great film to talk about.
So good.
Do watch it, and we will discuss it next week on the podcast in Film Out of the Hat. Penny, what's our social?
We are on Facebook and Instagram under Unusual Suspects Pod, and on Twitter at Unusual Podspect. I'm at Penny_photopit.
I'm so happy now. That's perked me right up. But also, I am Dan at Dan Talks a Lot. Fucked it.
I am at Joyce's21.
And we will be back next week to discuss films and stuff and have a good old happy time. So from us to you, we'd just like to say thank you for watching. And I can't have this as the outro music. It'd be so depressing signing off on that.
Did you know what I noticed, right? That outro to that film, they played the music and had the credits rolling. But they also recorded footage, so like they were still stood there for 5 minutes as the waves went and the credits went past. And at one point, I saw Natalie turn like, "Are we still fucking doing this?"
I had turned it off way before then.
I did too.
Oh no, I watched the whole credits. I watched the whole credits. They were there the whole time.
It's not gonna have a secret fucking ending on the end, is it? Oh.
Turns out the birds come back and they're in the Avengers pose this time.
Oh, fuck, that would have been amazing.
Don't spoil Birdemic 2. Jesus, right. Thank you very much for watching episode whatever it is. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Toodaloo now. Have a happy time.